It's fast and it's furious and it's sprint qualifying, slightly shorter than the Grand Prix format, but time to see who's going to be on pole for our sprint to come.
P24, 24th place right now. They're in second. Okay, so their best lap so far, 1:23.3.
And that's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the rest of the weekend, so we'll see you all tomorrow. Well, the weather is not looking good today. We're expecting the downpours to continue into today's sprint, and this will make for some very tricky conditions for all the teams. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. An immense lap from Fernando Alonso yesterday puts him on pole position, and Ollie Bearman completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Gasly, Valtteri Bottas, and Antonelli, Hadjar, Piastri, Russell, and Charles Leclerc, Albon, Bortoleto, Carlos Sainz, and Colapinto, Lawson, Hulkenberg, Jack Crawford, and Arvid Lindblad, Ocon, Voisin, Montoya, Soloff, Stroll, and Pepe Marti rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend.
All right, give me a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check, I can hear you well.
Yes, and that's a podium. Excellent drive. The whole team have worked especially hard this weekend, and that, my friend, is a fantastic reward. Well done.
Well done, guys.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend. We've got qualifying and, of course, the Grand Prix. Welcome back, everybody. We're here in Canada at the wonderful Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Who's going to come out fastest of all in the next hour? Yes, it's time for qualifying.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check. Radio check.
They're on provisional pole. Right, their best lap, 1 minute 11.1.
Happy with the lapping.
Here in Montreal, lights out is quickly approaching on this artificial island originally built for the World Fair in 1967. Now it's used for a World's Fair of a different kind, ever since Formula One first arrived here. We're back in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend, as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7-mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and it's Fernando Alonso alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Perez, Ollie Behrman, and Hadjar, Gasly, Bortoleto, Piastri, and George Russell, Antonelli, Bottas, Liam Lawson, and Sainz, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Franco Colapinto, and Lance Stroll, Voisin, Lindblad, Montoya, Crawford, Pepe Marti, and Nicolas Zoloff rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Well, our 12th team have made a real impact on the grid. They've got a brilliant driver lineup. Engineering-wise, they look really settled. And commercially, they've been massively impressive as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to have that understanding. Keep bringing the money in from a financial point of view. That's what keeps your team pushing forward. But as a team principal, you also need to have, my belief, is a good understanding of the technological side of this sport. It's so techy, you need to be, in a way, a bit of an engineer yourself.
All right, let's have a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Yeah, radio check, very good.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Okay, so overtake mode active. We'll get some extra power from the hybrid system now. Use boost on the next long straight to get past. Okay, overtake enabled. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. We're going to box this lap and push hard on the in-lap.
Copy.
Gap to your teammate behind, 11.4 seconds. Don't forget, box this lap. Sergio's in the pits. Okay, let's go now, come on. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops, let's go. tyre condition still looking good. Green flag. Okay mate, race control, I'm afraid are not happy with your creative interpretation of track limits. They've given you a 3-second penalty. We think we might see some rain, ETA about 15 minutes. Okay, final lap, let's go, final lap. Green flag. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
Yes! What you have done, guys. What you have done. I'm so proud of you. This is amazing.
What a day it's been for Fernando Alonso. It's victory, and what a victory. And once all the hard work is over, and after lap of brilliant racing, it's time now to celebrate with our podium trio. And it's Fernando Alonso who makes that familiar walk to the very top spot. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Big opportunity, boss. A potential title sponsor wants to strike a deal at the next negotiations.
Hey boss, what do you make of this?
Hey, Chief. We have a part or two ready for development because they finished research. Let's get that in motion, shall we? Head to engineering for more info.
Now, if you ask anyone who's raced here, they'll tell you, nowhere in the world is more important to get a high qualifying position than here on the windy, chicaney, challenging streets of Monaco. We're about to set the grid for tomorrow's race, but potentially for the end of the race too. So welcome along, everyone, to the Monaco Grand Prix qualifying.
Radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
You're leading the pack, that's P1. Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.
Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix. Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino that first opened in 1863. And of course, a certain road race first held in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco, then, is not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo. And although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Alonso, Russell, Oscar Piastri and Gasly, Albon, Sainz, Behrman and Gabriel Bortoleto, Bottas, Hülkenberg, Franco Colapinto and Ocon, Hadjar, Antonelli, Pepe Marti and Jack Crawford, Lawson, Montoya, Soloff, Lindblad, Stroll and Callum Voisin rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today. Anthony Davidson. Well, our 12th team have made a real impact on the grid. They've got a brilliant driver lineup. Engineering-wise, they look really settled. And commercially, they've been massively impressive as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to have that understanding. Keep bringing the money in from a financial point of view. That's what keeps your team pushing forward. But as a team principal, you also need to have, my belief, is a good understanding of the technological side of this sport. It's so techy, you need to be, in a way, a bit of an engineer yourself.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do, don't let me down. Okay, so overtake is active. Overtake mode active. You're going to get more power from the hybrid system. You know how it works. Just use boost on the next long straight to get your way past. Okay, overtake enabled, overtake enabled. Okay mate, boost mode if you need it, boost mode if you need it. Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far. Green flag. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 2.1 seconds. The underbody's taken a little damage. Just watch out for it. We're going to box this lap and push hard on the in-lap. Fernando's in the pits. Okay, we're down to 15 laps of fuel left now. Okay, remember to pit this lap. Mate, that's it. Go, go, go. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Leclerc is behind you. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, they've got 4 laps on their tyres. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap, 1:16.5. The underbody's taken a little damage, just watch out for it. green flag. Okay, we've got a full course caution. The safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta. Okay, we've done all right so far, but this is a chance to take this race to go, and there's still a big opportunity there. Be warned, the floor is now critically damaged. Piastri's in first place. Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining. Tyre condition still looking good. Okay, you have some front wing damage, but not enough to justify a stop in the remaining laps. Seeing major front wing damage. Box, box, box. We've been handed a 3-second penalty for obvious corner cutting. Okay, clear.
Unbelievable.
Here comes the checkered flag. All eyes on the car approaching. Your winner today, Fernando Alonso.
And that's 2 wins in a row now. It's the start of potentially something special, but they can't get ahead of themselves just yet. It's a long way to go.
And it's time for that special moment for our special 3 today. The podium awaits our top 3 finishers. The most experienced driver on the grid takes the winner's spot today. Congratulations, Fernando Alonso. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Hey, Chief. We have a part or two ready for development because they finished research. Let's get that in motion, shall we? Head to engineering for more info.